What is up? Welcome to the NBA Rundown, brought to you courtesy of Run Pure Sports and Run Pure Bets. I'm your host, Astaire, joined today by Kurt, and we should be getting Tyler here in a bit. But Kurt, I said, let's go live and just start talking some NBA. A pretty exciting night for us last night. So when we did the rundown yesterday, I was a little worried because my model landed on a lot of favorites. In the end, a lot of favorites ended up covering, but a couple that didn't started right off the bat. And I'll tell you a team that I was disappointed in, and I should have been disappointed in myself for backing this team. Did you have any eyes on the Charlotte Hornets and the Indiana Pacers? Because
I figured that was one you're going to talk about.
Yeah, I like Charlotte there. And then I'm watching and I go, why did I take LaMelo over Tyrese Halliburton? LaMelo can score. Tyrese can do everything. And then you look at their supporting cast, right? And it's not like LaMelo is surrounded by a lot more talent. I'd even argue the Pacers have more young pieces right now that I'd want to build around, even if Charlotte has a couple more veterans. Charlotte's sitting here at 4-12, and I know they haven't been healthy yet. Gordon Hayward's not back, but hey, I mean, bro, it's almost 2023. Does Gordon Hayward even matter anymore? Did you see the Pacers and the Hornets? And I mean, the Hornets in this Victor Wembanyama sweepstakes now.
It's just their defense is so bad. Like, they give up everything inside. Their interior defense is horrible. Like, they're playing. I mean, you're not going to win if you're playing Plumlee that much. I'm sorry, but it's just that's a gross game to bet. So I wouldn't feel too bad about it.
Yeah, Here was my thoughts. So the game seemed pretty even, right?
Yeah.
And then all the Pacers had to do was double LaMelo, right? And he had a little Devin Booker in him. He really didn't know what to do once the double team came.
PJ Washington went off, so I mean,
yeah. But that's going to be an issue for this team. And the other thing about LaMelo is they were hunting. Tyrese was hunting him on the other end because they weren't initially matched up, but he would try and switch and get on him. But then they didn't double Tyrese, which was kind of weird. When you saw how well the double team was, right, you think you'd want to throw it right back at because we had 2 point guards that were really leading this game here. And one gets doubled, then the production stops, and then they let the other one continue to hunt an even worse defender. So I don't know. I'm going to downgrade Charlotte here in the power rankings. And I know we don't have, I've been making them. We don't have them up on the site. I got to get with AP on that. But downgrade. Charlotte's 4-12, and I watched last night. They look like a 4-12 team, and it made me go look back and say, why was I so high in this team? Why is the model liking them? So it's probably just a fade on the Pacers that caused me to come out that way. But let's look. The Pacers are 7-6 now. So I mean, Tyrese Halliburton's legit. It's not going to say it here, but he had 11 steals. 11 steals last night.
What's funny is like they were clearly trying to tank coming in the year. Like they weren't even playing Halliburton that many minutes, and like they started winning. Like, and then it's like, well, okay, I guess we're just gonna go do this. So it's like they're in like no man's land.
They got some pretty good pieces right now, right? And I know that Miles Turner's going to end up being moved, but you're going to get a viable asset for him. But you're telling me
they wanted a shot at another lottery pick or like high lottery pick.
Yeah, I'm sure they did. But the thing is, they got Tyrese, and then they nailed their pick this year.
Yeah,
you could argue he's been the second best rookie, and it's tough for me because I'd like Keegan Murray to be the second best rookie.
Yeah,
but it's been Benedict Mathurin. So, and if I remember, you told us he was going to be pretty good before the season started, right? You liked his college.
Steve loved the guy. I liked him at college. Steve loved the guy. Steve's the one that kind of made me obsessed with him. I would stay up late to watch the guy because Steve slob-knobbed him so much. So he got me on. Then, like, I mean, you watch these guys' college games, and it's like, okay, this game obviously translates to the NBA perfectly. So,
and I misspoke. 11 assists, 3 steals.
I was like, dear 11 God,
assists.
that had to be a
11
record.
assists. I don't know how I mix that up. A little bit tired today, but we're still here breaking down the NBA, and I'm going to continue to get your thoughts. So this is the area that you're in. And the other game that I lost, it's so funny when you win a game, it's because you just expect it. So it's like, whatever, like the Suns. Like, not really much to say. It's exactly how we called it, right? But when you get it wrong, you want to dive in a little more. Mm-hmm. And this Washington Wizards team, when Porzingis is on the floor, and I never thought I'd say this team is really good.
And the bench is good too. Like it's for all things considered. I mean, obviously not like comparing to like elite bench in the league. But like for the Wizards, their bench is a lot better than what you expect. I mean, they got a big man in Gafford who comes off the bench. They got Corey Kispert, who's a sniper off the bench. Like Denny's a sniper in the starting lineup. Will Barton sucks, but he comes off the bench and occasionally
he's fine. No. Here's the thing about Will Barton, though, right? He comes off the bench. If he's scoring, you leave him in. If not, head back to the bench, buddy. It's great. Exactly. It's a perfect situation.
And then I always kind of believe in Ruby's game.
Yeah.
So as far as a bench player goes, it's like an eighth man. I mean, it's been solid.
Yeah. So yeah, a little disappointed there. But if SGA is going to play like a top 5, you know what's so funny? SGA's made the leap that I expected Anthony Edwards to make.
Well, who says that Anthony wouldn't have made that leap if fucking Gobert would? And then Anthony Edwards went off last night.
Yeah, he did. I'm just saying SGA's been
the truth
so far. So
look how much spacing they have, though. I mean, that team has so much spacing.
Yeah, that's a great point. Tyler, Kurt and I just got started, and of course we talk about, right, we only lament our losses, but we had a great night with the playbook. Once again, the RPB tags absolutely crushed. But two of them that we missed were the Hornets and the Pacers. We've already slandered the Hornets and LaMelo Ball, and we were talking about the Wizards game, which was another one that we lost.
You got to
eat that one. Oklahoma City played great, right? I mean, I feel like we made a bad handicap on the Hornets game, and that's fine. We're going to adjust it, as we continue forward on the playbook. We don't have the power rankings published, but I said we're dropping the Hornets. Like they're terrible.
They're done, buddy.
But OKC just played to me like their peak game last night, right? I wasn't necessarily ready to drop the Wizards off that, and it looked like Beal ended the game there with 6 seconds to go. Just a great game. We came up short. Overall, we had a great night, though. Any thoughts on those two games? And then we'll talk about the rest of the night before we get into tonight's slate, because we only have 3 games.
Nothing much on Charlotte. I was already penciling them in as a bottom dweller this year, even with LaMelo coming back.
Yeah.
I mean, as for Washington, I do think they're a feisty team. They're going to be in the play, and they might get a playoff spot. But games like that, I mean, you just got to take the L. When a guy on the other side puts up 42, hits the game winner right in your guy's face, like, it's SGA we're talking about. It's one of the best point guards in the league. So he did his job last night, and he won the game single-handedly, basically. So he's got to take your L on that one.
Yeah, and it's so funny because I know Giddey's such a great talent, but it feels like he's better.
He doesn't
without
score,
Giddey on the floor.
He's been bad. He's been bad this year.
Giddey doesn't score. Like, Giddey's not a guy that can put the ball.
I think he'll be a guy that will develop a better shot later on. Because, I mean, I think he'll work his ass off on, like, somebody.
I think he'd also be better on a forward-based team. I don't know how well he does with another dominant ball handler. So let's check in with the chat. We got a new name. Our guy DJ let me know. He changed his name. He's right side Clyde now. Great to see him. We got Daryl Snyder in here talking about Tyler nailed the Mavs over Dallas. He means Houston. And that was a great call, Tyler. I gave you your props in the DM. I'll give you your props on the show. And my guy Mark Lewis checking in. What's up, Mark? Good to always see you here. Hey, everybody, if you're enjoying the NBA Rundown, remember it's brought to you by RunPureSports.com. Give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel just to thank us for being here every day, Monday through Friday, to go ahead and break down the NBA slate. I don't know. Do we want to talk about the T-Wolves and the Magic? I don't, Tyler. Do you?
Nah, there ain't nothing to talk about there.
Let's talk about the Celtics, though.
What about Bobo?
You want to talk about Bobo real quick?
Man,
the guy?
I told you,
Kurt's not going to pass up a chance to talk about Bobo.
Come on. The guy is a key rotation player on that shitty-ass team, man. Respect him. He's bound to his role. Do
you think he can contribute on a playoff team, Kurt?
An AC, maybe.
I
think he could be the best, like, I think he could be the third best bench player on, like, a 5th seed.
Okay, yeah, and I mean that's all I'm asking.
So he should have stayed on that. He should have stayed on Denver, is what you're telling me.
No, because he needs his time to develop.
Yeah,
he would have never got that.
He'd be the third best guy off the bench in Denver, though, and they're going to get the 5 seed. So,
well,
that's
we'll
true.
see. They looked pretty bad last night, Tyler. I was in line for a huge night. I was in line for a huge night, and boy, wow, Holden's in the chat today. Get rid of that one real quick. Tyler, I want to talk to you about the Celtics, though, because we're not surprised that they won, but I am surprised in the fashion they won. Were you surprised that they just put the smackdown on the Hawks in Atlanta?
I mean,
I know you were on the Celtics in that game, but you didn't think it would be one of the easiest cashes of the day.
No, to a point, yes, but it's a defensive team spread. Their defense kind of kicked in, and there was just nothing Atlanta could do. Like, they locked down the guard play. There was nothing out of those guys they could really do. They shot a bad percentage. Their bigs really didn't help them either. So it was just like, where were they going to win? They weren't winning on the wings. They were dead there to begin the game. So once they were limited at the guard spot and their bigs weren't doing anything, game was over. It was just how far could they pull away before the ending. They pulled away. They won it by 25. So it was nice to be on them yesterday.
I mean, Boston is really good. Kurt, did you see anything from that game? Did you have any takeaways?
Man, like, we're just good. Like, I'm so happy for Joe Mazzulla, even though I hate West Virginia. Like, I was very worried when we lost.
Why do you hate West Virginia?
I went to Marshall. Come on, spread.
Is that like a big rivalry? I don't know.
Well, I mean,
it's like me expecting you to know UC Davis and Sac State are rivals.
I could have guessed. I could have guessed that. But, I mean, like, they're our big brother. They always kick our ass, so I always have a hatred to them. And Missoula, like, when he played, like, they still played Marshall, so a little bit of extra salt in the wounds. But I don't know, man. Like, first in the NBA, biggest points differential. I didn't expect this, but I'm loving it.
Yeah, we got to give props to Boston. I'll tell you what, Tyler, I don't even want to downgrade Atlanta off that loss. It just felt like the Celtics caught fire. Hey, our Raptors bet looked like it was a little trouble until the 21-0 run.
God.
They just let that'll cripple you right there.
But we said it before the game, man. If you looked at this team's numbers without Bam in the lineup, they were terrible. And these are little 12-minute stints. You take them out there for 48. This Miami team might be getting old all at the same time, and we don't want to write teams off in November.
We called that coming into the year that they're done.
Yeah. So, any other takeaways from the Raptors game, Tyler?
No, that was pretty much it. I didn't really have much eyes on that game. I was locked in on that Rockets game the moment it started.
Okay, great. Well, Pelicans we got right. Another one. I mean, the Bulls kept it close in the first half, but the Pelicans are just too much. Boy, I wish I would have taken my team, the Bucks. I actually laid off them last night. They cashed easy. But let's talk about your call, Tyler, with the Houston Rockets. They played the Dallas Mavericks, and you were watching that game. I mean, talk about one guy meaning everything to the team. I mean, the Rockets, I still think they're one of the worst teams in the league. They can't defend, and Dallas's backups weren't able to take advantage. What were your thoughts?
Spread, we backed a team that I watched dribble the ball out twice, like right through the 24-second shot clock.
So bad.
Back-to-back plays at that. Like, they went down the floor, dribbled it out, went back down, got scored on, grabbed the ball, went down, and dribbled it out a second time. I could not believe that we ended up winning that game, but I am very glad that they put it together in the end. KPJ was the guy that did it for us. He had a couple clutch shots, had a couple clutch rebounds. So kudos to him for picking up that win for us. And I'm pretty sure we've been on this team in all three of their straight up wins. So I'm going to try and keep that trend going. We're going to try and pick all the Houston wins this year.
Well, we're gonna have about 21 opportunities there because I still don't think this is a very good team.
Oh, there's not gonna be many, but when we do get them, we're getting them at a price like that.
Kurt, did you watch any of the evening games, or were your services in demand by all the young locals at that point?
None of the evening games for me.
All right.
I got up to check and looked at like some of the play-by-play stuff, but I wasn't too locked in. I mean, it wasn't.
All right. Well, I was locked into the Nuggets, and I was disappointed, Tyler. So we had the Nuggets -2, right? We talked about this is just a tough spot for the Knicks. They're up 96-88 with, I don't know, less than 3 minutes to go. Should be an easy cover. They lose 104-103. I feel like my emotions got involved, and I'm not making a fair assessment of this game because that would have been a huge night for us in the playbook. It was been another RPB tag that got home. And you know how that goes. It switches from like 5-2 to 4-3, which is just so frustrating. But did you see the end of that game? And what do we make of this Knicks team? I mean, I think these are two good wins just because these are tough places to play. I know Jokic wasn't there, but that's still a tough spot. What did you take away from the Knicks? Tyler, you muted.
Donkey move, but definitely a hard place to play. They played in the altitude at Utah, and then they come back to Denver and play in the altitude there to pick up the win, especially a comeback win to fight from behind and win.
It looked like easy cover.
I don't really upgrade them much here. They did this last year where they went on a road trip run where they won a couple games we thought they were just going to lose. And then we're like, oh, this team's actually good. And then when they get home or they get a nice matchup, they get blown out of the water. And it's like, oh, never mind. This team wasn't as good as we thought. So I still
Knicks and Spurs, man. Knicks and Spurs, two teams I can't figure out.
Yep.
One team we figured out, though, was the Warriors. Was that easy?
Ooh.
Yeah.
That wasn't even as close to as the final score. And Warriors Twitter is circulating that this team's not going to get over that preseason punch. Kurt, you have more locker room experience than I. I mean, what's going on there in Golden State? Are they going to be able to overcome this? Are people making a mountain out of a molehill, or is that true?
I tell you what, this may seem insignificant, but like, I think Wiseman not being able to fit that system is hurting them a little bit more. I mean, there's more involved, like Clay's kind of washed, but like.
Oh, totally. I think he's 204th out of 214 in player efficiency rating.
Yeah, but that is a major key too. But I think a lot less extent actually. They expected this year for Wiseman to kind of be the year.
Mm-hmm.
And like they're getting nothing from him, and he's clearly not fitting the system. So it's like it's a combination of things, but those two things are the biggest, I think. Did
you ever have a teammate just punch another teammate out in practice like that?
I don't think that's really. I mean, that probably didn't help, but like I've been punched in the face. I've had a helmet thrown at me like 1,000 miles an hour. I've knocked somebody out of the practice before.
Do you think it's different in football though? Do you think it's different in football than basketball?
Yeah, because the coaches encourage it more.
Yeah, I'll bet.
After seeing Kurt's love for Michael Bandy and him and Big T going back the other day, I can see why Kurt got a helmet thrown at him in practice.
It was a linebacker, Matt, because I kept coming off. Like, I don't know, I kept covering him up so fast, and he got pissed. And I was like a sophomore. So he was not liking that.
That's pretty funny. Tyler, thoughts on the Warriors? And is that going to be the punch that ruined the dynasty?
I think so, but just like I said before the game, and you kind of like tried to throw me out of the way when I said it, they're in the same boat as the Rams for me right now. Just keep fading them when they're going to give us these lines spread.
Yeah.
You're thinking of it as I'm penciling them in as dead already, but no, they are just an ultimate fade spot from here on out. This team's going to continue to get lined as favorites, as they're still champions. They think this team's finally going to get right in certain spots. They still think that about the Rams, and we're still catching good lines on them. So I'm just going to continue to fade this team until they blast me in the mouth one good time, beat me by 40, not counting that Spurs game because they suck, and we're just going to ride with them. So be fading the Warriors from here on out.
All right, we're going to be talking about the Spurs real soon. Any more general NBA thoughts that you guys wanted to discuss? Because this is kind of like the podcast episode of the NBA rundown. Before we jump
Keegan
in.
Murray's rolled out tonight. How's that make you feel?
He's not playing tonight.
Are you serious? How much did that move the line?
I doubt it.
And Kawhi has been upgraded to questionable.
Wow. Okay, so what's gone on since I've done the playbook? This Kings line stayed the same.
They played better when he got hurt last game. I mean, that's not why, but like they went off that last game and he got hurt early-ish. So.
Who, Murray?
Yeah, he got hurt, first half, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's doubtful. Okay. Yeah, that's a crazy with Kawhi. I was kind of writing him off as like never playing basketball again.
Yeah.
All right. Wow. This slate just massively changed. Let's dive right in. Let's start with the Kings. You guys brought up Keegan Murray. So, I mean, this was the biggest win for this city in like 3 years. Right, since before the bubble when we had that nice little run. I mean, we're lighting the beam off. It's cool. It's exciting. You can see it from everywhere downtown. If you're out, you're gonna know if the Kings won. There's just the light in the sky looking like the bat signal. So this is a fantastic feeling. And I did the playbook, Tyler. First of all, my numbers are completely whack on the Spurs. They love them every single night. So we're gonna have to get in there and I'm gonna talk to you about how I'm gonna adjust this because I can't get this team right. The numbers say they're way better than what I'm watching. My concern for taking the Kings here is it a letdown, like winning like a playoff game? I mean, this is the happiest the city's been in so long. We finally get on national TV. Not only do we get the win, I mean, we look like a dominant, real franchise. Is there a concern for you, Tyler, this is a lit down spot, or do we just fade the San Antonio team who you said they straight up suck? Start with you, Tyler.
Oh, I'll be fading them here. Definitely be on the Sacramento side. I'm just trying to figure out if I want to lay the 7 or if we want to get on them through one of the performance doubles.
I think the performance doubles is way better. That's 7 scary to me.
7's scary, but your team's been a covering machine lately. I'm not sure they're still the same team we've seen the last couple years spread. They might have finally got across that curve. They're fighting for a playoff spot. And a lot of these other teams are starting to fall back. They might be a lot closer to the pack than you think. So
yeah, I mean, you got to say that. And the one thing, if we do decide to lay the 7, the teams can score.
Yeah, teams.
Herter and Monk make this offense so much more spaced out. And Sabonis and Fox, they looked good in glimpses last year, but now you're seeing with the whole offseason together. And you know what? Mike Brown, he's really good at defense, and all he did was just steal the Warriors' offense. So we're running that same read and react that they do.
Can we talk about how, like, obviously they don't have, like, AD or LeBron, but, like, this Kings team put together total a way better team than what LA did.
Oh,
like,
yeah, no doubt.
I mean, it's just so – and what's funny is LA could have done this. They could have done this, and they just – oh.
Yeah, it's not like, not like people were knocking down the door to acquire Kevin Herter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Kevin Herter, that's the performance double we're going in on.
The 3s?
4+ 3s and the Kings win. You're getting that at plus 220. You look at his game log recently: 5 for 7, 4 for 6, 4 for 9, 4 for 9, 5 for 10, 7 for 8 from 3. No Keegan Murray. The usage will be up. I like that one a lot. I think that's the best way to approach this one.
I mean, and the other one is you go Fox points and Sabonis rebounds or Sabonis double-double.
Yep, Sabonis double-double wins minus 140. That's why I didn't pick
Are you serious? Yeah. That's probably right.
That's he's going to walk into his double-double alone is probably minus 700.
Okay.
So, yeah.
What's the Fox performance double like? Do I have a 25 plus for him?
Plus 140.
Yeah, I like your Herter one there just because of the value. Kurt, what are your thoughts here when my favorite team, the Kings, takes on the Spurs?
I kind of like what Tyler was getting at. I've hit some of these Herter props throughout the year, so I like that. I kind of do agree with you though that like maybe it is a trap spot, but I don't know, man. The Spurs are like outly trying to tank, and it's at home. I think the Kings build off this. I don't think they're going to break your heart. I think they actually build off this. So I'm going to stick with what Tyler said, and if I didn't do that, I'd do the -7 or whatever it is. But as far as DFS goes, we got a lot of like mid-tier Kings options.
Oh yeah, I got to make a lineup right now. I'm making a lineup right now. I've been having good luck just making a lineup and not changing it unless one of my players is like ruled out, but not chasing the chalk steam. I guess would be. I don't know.
We're not rushing for 7 o'clock lock either, since not a game tips off till 10 o'clock.
Oh, and Tyler, did you see that there's no freaking nothing's on national TV tonight?
I've seen that, and none of these games start till 10 o'clock.
Why?
Really, I don't know.
What are they worried about going against?
Really threw me off when I opened up FanDuel, and I'm like, "Where's the early games?" And
yeah, they want you guys all to stay up late on my time. All right, so Kurt, you reminded me. I got my DraftKings pulled up. I'm ready to enter a lineup. Talk to me about this first game. Who am I targeting?
This is like the last game is my favorite. Well, I don't know. I guess they're all three kind of even, but like I love the mid-tier options this game. I've not really played much of the Spurs roulette unless it's been an obvious night. I do think Bassey sees his minutes back to like in the 20s. I guess you got to pick your favorite Kings player since the Kings are your guys. I'm on Monk or Herter in every lineup, one or the other. I mean, there's a good chance one of them's going to get nuclear hot. Mm-hmm. Just like you said, the spacing is so good. They're going to have open looks. And then, you kind of pick your poison with Sabonis or Fox. I'm a Sabonis guy. Jakob Poeltl, it's not really – he's been great this year for Jakob Poeltl, but, like, I'm not worried about that. 9-4 for Sabonis. I feel like he can – God, his fouls, though, playing the 5 has just been so infuriating this year. And Poeltl actually can draw fouls, so I am worried about that. So if Sabonis doesn't foul here, I think he nukes. If he just does, but Poeltl fouls, so I think Fox is more safer since he's not really gonna go out there and foul like a maniac. Knock on wood. And then, like I said, the 3 high usage guy for the Spurs as far as ball handling: Keldon Johnson, Vassell, Jones. Like I played Johnson the other night, and like he just got pulled randomly and only played 19 minutes. So I don't really know what to expect from them. I'm hoping I can avoid them in my entirety for my 20 max. But I do think Bassey's minutes.
I mean,
back
if you play
value.
Keldon, don't you just kind of put him in for 35? He gets 35 every night.
Not the other night. He got randomly 19, no foul trouble, no injury.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a blowout, but like he was not playing in the first half, so it was like, what the hell is happening? I don't know. It's a murky situation, but they are the 3 high usage guys, and I mean,
can I fade the Spurs altogether?
I think you can. I mean, just run it back with Bassey, like 4,400.
Bassey's still good at 4,400.
I think he can go. I mean, I still think he can have a pop game. I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't just give him more minutes. I mean, obviously, last game Poto was going absolutely nuclear, but like, what if Poto gets in foul trouble? Like, Bassey could play 28 minutes here.
That's actually, I think that's more likely than Sabonis getting in foul trouble.
Well,
you have to try on defense to get fouls.
Is he out the window? Is he out the window if Nurkic sits? You just playing Eubanks every time at 39?
Yes.
Hell, I'm playing Eubanks if Nurkic is in. He's been awesome, and I think Nurkic is on a minutes cap.
All right, that's a great point there. Okay, so I'm gonna throw in some Sabonis and Herter.
We're gonna talk about Terrence Davis.
That dude went.
Dude, isn't that the spot where you don't go back though? Right?
No, you can't. He shot 70% from 3, and he shot.
He hit every shot that left his hands that night.
That's hilarious. Good for him. Good for him. But I like Jeremy Sochan too. If you need the 44.3.
All right. Yeah, he seems like he'd be your type of player. What do you think about? I've never seen first half props, Tyler. Have you ever done these? So for the Kings, just because I watch them a lot, I can tell you I would play their first half. Their first halves always seem to be higher scoring. So if they're like completely correlated, I don't hate that. But have you ever looked into doing first half point total props?
I have not looked into first half point prop totals, and I'm not sure on the rotations. You'd be better for that. That's my worry there is, you know how certain guys play the whole first, don't play much of the second, play the whole third. Like if those two guys run,
and you'll play with 5 and not 3.
Yeah,
right. You play 5 in the second half, but you don't play 3 in the first half.
Exactly.
I would lean over on both, but Daryl, we're giving you some honesty. We haven't really looked into that market that much, so yeah. All right, Spencer in there, keeping it going. Is this? You think this is just like a holding Kushner burner?
Didn't you shoot the wishbone yesterday, or is that today?
I wasn't on yesterday. They did it without me.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So I'll have to listen today and see in which ways that they slandered my good, virtuous name. So yeah, make sure you guys check that out on the Run Pure Sports YouTube channel. Make sure you're subscribed. Give us a thumbs up as we continue to break down the game. Guys, anything more on the Spurs and the Kings before we move on?
That's it for me.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about the Nets. This is an interesting situation. Did you see KD's interview, Tyler?
Yeah, he's like the only guy he likes on the entire roster seems to be the new coach.
Some of the shit he was
How
saying,
can I win with these guys?
Yeah, like I was like, is this a fake
That
quote?
can't be helpful. Kurt, did you ever say that when you were on the team? Did you ever go to the local school newspaper and say, how can I win with these guys on my team?
Shit, no. Whenever I had to like get like a 340-pound 2 technique out, people were probably saying it about me.
Yeah, I know. How can I win with this guy? Huh?
Shit.
So how do you think that affects the roster? Start with you, Tyler. I was surprised. So KD's a weird cat for me. You have to respect the honesty, but at a certain point, you also have to say, there's a reason people have been coached not to say shit like this in the media since the beginning of press conferences. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to side with Portland here. I think those guys, like certain spots, like guys are going to be like, oh, we'll rally around, like we'll show up. I don't think this is one of them. I think these guys might even go the route.
And is KD a guy that is beloved in the locker room? He seems kind of aloof.
Yeah, I think it's also that. I think it'd be one of them things where they're like, all right, like, well, go do it on your own. Like, we're just going to kind of hang out. Makes me want to hammer the Blazers in this spot spread.
Okay.
But for some reason, this prop is still plus money. Just give me Anthony Simons over 3.5 threes at plus 110.
Let me see if I can find that one.
Instead of I feel like the type of guys to get mad, I don't think Royce O'Neal or guys or I don't think Royce O'Neal or Sumner, who he mentioned, I don't think they really take it too personal. I'm pretty sure they know their role, and they've actually been playing their role pretty well. But other guys, I think Simmons probably needs to take that a little bit more personal.
Simmons doesn't take anything personal. Simmons doesn't take anything personal. Kurt, you could send him a picture with his little Kardashian girlfriend in your bed, and he'd be like, "Oh, cool. Let me keep gaming with Kyler." It's so funny that Kyler gets slandered for gaming, and Simmons is just as bad.
He's the worst, dude.
Yeah, I defended that guy for so many years because I love the talent, 6'10", that can dribble, versatile on defensive end, and I love two-way players. But at a certain point, you have to actually care, and it's like, what has he done to make you ever think that he cares about his craft at all?
I feel like he doesn't work in the offseason.
Yeah, they should not have. That extension ruined him. You know, some guys can handle it, right? And some guys have that inner drive. He's not one of them. So yeah, maybe that was maybe. Do you think the locker room just knows? Hey, he's talking about Ben and not me, because I'm Joe Harris. I do my role. I'm Seth Curry. I shoot threes. He's talking about me. He's talking about. Mr. Fashion statement on the bench over here.
Exactly. That's what I think.
Yeah. So, okay. My numbers like the Blazers here. I did the wagering world with my guy 5-star this morning. He liked the Blazers too. He said, don't read too much into this. Nets at the end of a West Coast road trip. We know that never goes well for teams. The Blazers line seemed too easy. I love the Blazers this year too. It's like a team I like to bet against, a team I like to fade. Kurt, what do you think?
I actually kind of going to go the Nets bounce back spot here.
You like them after being completely embarrassed?
I think they just got some real shooters that I could get hot and be like, oh, okay, well, they had their good game because Joe Harris made like 3 threes. Steph Curry made like 4 threes. Not Steph. Seth Curry made like 4 threes. And it's like, oh, okay. I mean, they had one. I think it's going to be like one of those games.
Okay. So we're opposite there. Tyler and I like the Blazers. You like the Nets. But, hey, let's keep building this lineup. We didn't put too many spots in there, so I have plenty of spots open now when I'm looking at this game here. How do we approach this? KD 11-6. I don't see a ton of value on this slate.
No dice for me on that one.
I don't want Dame at 10K. Could be, and I'm not saying he's a bad play, but I'm saying
spot.
But how are you going to fill the rest of your roster out? Like, who are you putting in there between the 3 and 4K to allow you to spend up?
We'll find somebody.
I'll have some damn exposure, but I actually like Jeremy Grant. He's been awesome, and Brooklyn's soft as baby shit inside.
Jaden Sharp could be
so nice 76. See, I can run a 76.
Yeah, and then you got
because I'm going balanced build today.
There's your 3.7K guy right there, Shaden Sharp.
All right.
Well, I really play Eubanks.
Yeah, the Eubanks is right around that same price too.
Can I play both? How many Blazers can I play?
You can probably play 3. I wouldn't mind 3.
All right, so let's say I go value here. I go Eubanks, Sharp. Would you like Jeremy Grant or Anthony Simons there in that 7K range? What do you think?
I'd really go Grant because then you get the Nurkic out news and you're just like, okay, you're soaking up all those rebounds and all that interior stuff.
Sounds like a plan. Are they going later on the Up to Lock show tonight?
That's a good question.
It's going to be like 10 o'clock on the East Coast. JSU's still going to be drinking coffee.
Legit, everyone, even the West Coast will be home to enjoy that.
So I know you love Simons. Yeah, I know. It's great for me. I know you love Simons here, but do you agree that you'd rather have Jeremy Grant in the lineup tonight, Tyler?
Yes and no, because Grant, I'd say Grant, if Nurkic is out, he has the higher floor. But against this backcourt in Brooklyn, he probably draws Curry defense. He could easily score like 30-plus actual points in this matchup. Hit 5 threes, put up 40-plus fantasy points. So I kind of like him. I also think everyone's going to go to Grant and leave Simons out there kind of just by himself.
Okay, so he's.
I'm just worried about like this points, like all those points just going to Lillard, and I feel like Lillard and Simons kind of have to split like that. I don't know. 7.3 is a sexy play. I just would not play him. Obviously, don't play him with Lillard. Obviously,
even on a short site like this, you don't think just playing them together gets you a bit different? What if that backcourt combines for 60?
I mean, shit, that could happen. I feel like that happens. Like 2 out of 10 times this game's played. Like if Nurkic is out, you're getting like all the interior offense in Grant and like Eubanks, and you're getting all the rebounds. You're getting like everything. Whereas I feel but you're right. That could definitely they could both drop 30, but like I don't know. I feel like you're tying up so much salary.
I can't afford KD. Is there anyone else I should be looking at on Brooklyn side? Claxton's here at 5'5".
Well, like
I'm
I just
not playing
mentioned,
Ben Simmons. Screw him.
Royce
Royce O'Neal is always good.
I think one of these shooters get hot. I'm going to play Curry or Harris. I think one of them get hot tonight.
All right. Hey, I'm building a lineup right now. Harris or Curry? What do you think?
I'm kind of more of a
Harris, Curry, or Cam Thomas. Kurt.
Bro. I'm a big Cam Thomas guy, but I'm just like his role is more like on ball. Like he's not like a catch and shoot shooter, like which I think Harris and Curry are kind of going to benefit today. So like I don't know, like if it's like a blowout, I would say Cam Thomas because I feel like they can let him do the blowout run and just kind of let him run the entire offense. Whereas I kind of want more like the catch and shoot guys in Curry or Harris. But I do love Cam Thomas, and I think they need to give him a bigger role.
All right, Ty, I'm going with you. I'm going Cam Thomas there. What are your thoughts? Anything more thoughts on this game, Kurt?
Nah, not really. Ooh.
If there's no show today, we should have more viewers. What the heck is going on? Guys, this is brought to you by RunPureSports.com. Hit that thumbs up button. Tyler, any more props for this game?
Nope, just that performance double we went through last game. Anthony Simons 5+ threes. Portland wins plus 440.
Plus 440?
I'm about to find a sexy-ass Brooklyn player performance double.
You're going to find one right now?
Oh, I'm going to find a spicy one. Go ahead. I'll be tuned in. But
what do you think of this take, Kurt? Best value on the Nets is Sumner.
What about this take? The best value on the Nets is Yuta Watanabe. I love that
Small
guy.
says it's time for Memphis to trade Jaren Jackson Jr. and Dylan Brooks draft pick.
Sumner is cheap. I think Sumner's the safest value. 4K, you're going to get your 20 minutes of there. I like that.
He's forward eligible too, isn't he? Or they moved him finally?
No, he's point guard, shooting forward eligible. Small forward. What am I looking at? Oh, yeah.
You're doing a performance double for us, Kurt.
Oh, it's gonna be my play of the day. Shit.
Okay, well, we'll save it for then, and we're gonna move on to the final game this evening. It is the Los Angeles Clippers who are hosting the Detroit Pistons. Clippers out to minus 9.5, total of 217.5. Tyler, this Pistons suck without Cade. They absolutely suck without Cade. I already made one bet though. Do you know what it is? We've already done it once.
Jaden Ivey's points.
Why would you not? It should be at like 21. It's 17.5 again.
Yeah, you got to go to it.
I guess it was 16.5 last time. They raised it by 1 point. I don't get it. It seems like the easiest way to approach this game. And then, of course, I was thinking about putting him in a lineup as well. What are your thoughts there, Kurt, about me playing Jaden Ivey at 6,900?
I love Jaden Ivey so much. The big one is coming. It's coming, damn it. Killian Hayes needs to fuck off. I hate Killian Hayes. I hope he fucking eats a dick. The big Jaden Ivey explosion is coming. I'm just going to keep playing him. I'm going to be way overexposed until it happens. 6.9. I don't give a fuck. I'd play 8K. I don't give a fuck.
Okay, so we got Jaden Ivey in the lineup. I like the points prop. Tyler, we didn't really talk about the side or the total, and that's because I have my numbers pretty close there on this game. The one I really liked was the over. I had a little edge on the over. The total's gone over in Detroit at 13 of Detroit's last 19 games. Are you surprised? I'm not, because they can't defend.
Yeah, they can't.
What do you think, Tyler?
They can't defend. They can't defend anything. Here's the thing: is the Clippers play at a slow pace. They're sending a ton of bodies out there. They're not really building much chemistry. They're just kind of running with the flow. Yeah. So it's like, do we think this is the team who's going to push the total over? I don't. Kawhi might be back too, so we're sitting here waiting for news up till 10 o'clock. We'll be in the fourth quarter of that boring football game tonight spread. Just bet the other two games tonight in the NBA and leave this one alone.
No, bet Ivy.
We'll bet Ivy, but as for a side and total, don't touch this game.
Okay, yeah. If you bet the total, I say bet the over. Have some fun. Kurt, what are your thoughts here?
I kind of agree with Tyler. I don't know if Kawhi plays, even like 20 minutes of Kawhi, a healthy Kawhi, makes kind of a big difference.
And then it also messes with usages and everything. Like, it just throws everything into whack.
Yeah, so I guess
at least he gives them a ball handler though. Like Reggie Jackson's been terrible this year.
He's been, oh my God, he's always been bad, but this year
he looks like when he was on Detroit. Remember that?
Yeah,
he was so bad.
Like he stopped working or something, but I think he's just washed now. I think he's lost a step.
Yeah, I think
I mean, Clippers side is just absolutely abysmal. It's crazy.
It's
like,
terrible. I'm not putting any Clippers in my lineup. You think
What?
that's crazy?
What world are we?
I just pulled up the
what-
Clippers. Let's look here. Who would you want to play?
What-
Zubac, but we already had the great options at center.
What world are we in where Marcus Morris is the most consistent player this team has had all season?
I guess you
what
can make an
simulation are we
argument
living
there
in?
for him at 63.
I'm not paying.
It just feels like there's no ceiling. It's just
No,
a
there's no
floor
ceiling
play.
at all.
Like maybe in cash or something.
I'm not playing him. I don't know. Powell, if he gets hot, but he's not had one of those games all year. I don't think. I mean, he's not had like those
I guess if
3-point
you're
games.
just bottom of the barrel scraping, Norm Powell's not a bad option.
Yeah,
But
he
to him,
probably
I
will
guess
that.
What's the price
3,700.
difference between Norm Powell and like a Marcus Morris? Because if they're pretty much identical, give me Morris.
No,
2100
Morris is
difference.
6,300.
Oh, yeah,
Powell's
never mind.
4,200.
Never mind then.
Maybe you could save the two if you really need value.
Spreads. I have no idea where any other.
I mean, I guess you can argue 3,700, and then I could spend up somewhere else.
God, they're playing so many bodies.
Yeah, screw the Clippers side. All right, Tyler, I did the Ivy prop. Do you have any props for this game?
I do not. Pretty much stay away game for me, even on a 3-game slate. I want nothing to do with this one outside of the Ivy prop.
All right. What do you guys think about tonight's football game? Do we want to switch to talking touchdowns real quick?
I haven't. I've got to do the college playbook after this, and then I got to do the NBA Showdown playbook. So
All right, let's not worry about the NFL.
I've not even got the pull it up yet.
Okay, Tyler, did you just for the people? Did you make a play tonight on the NFL game?
I'll probably be on the Titans. I'm trying to find the stat now. Vrabel is like anything more than a 3-point dog. I think he's 22-2 against the spread. It's also
that guy.
It's also like when you look at the way to beat the Packers, like we didn't see Dallas take full advantage of that and just run the ball.
Yeah.
They kind of tried to throw it. They made a couple mistakes. Tennessee's going to limit the throws to a minimum tonight and not throw it at all. They're just going to run the hell out of it. I think they come out with the victory here.
Yeah, I like Tennessee.
Has it changed? Is Green Bay still leading the league in worst rushing defense?
It's them, Houston, and Detroit.
Tied. Okay. Yeah. I mean,
yeah. It
you
says
give Derrick Henry a nut matchup, and I mean, I know I said it last week and he sucked ass, but like I'm gonna say it again. You give Derrick Henry a nut matchup in November, I'll take that side every day.
Yeah, in my Grable era, Titans are 23-14. ATS is underdogs, includes 22-9. ATS is dogs of 3 or more points.
Excellent.
Hard way last week, didn't we?
Let's switch back to basketball real quick. Make It Happen's got a good point, and Make It Happen. I love when he shows up in the chat. He thinks that John Wall is going to get you 35 plus tonight on DK. What do you think of that one?
35 plus miles ran on the court. Because he's going to be doing wind sprints.
35 plus.
I mean, he split it. Like it's almost even split with Jackson. Now you have Kawhi might be coming back too.
Yeah, I think that's a tough one.
I mean, and he's 5,700. Like what? So he gets you 30, and his ceiling is 30. 31
He's going to get you 35 plus, and his ceiling's 38.
And he's not playing more than 27 minutes. And he can't shoot that well. Like,
you guys see the snow that's projected for Buffalo on Sunday?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, I saw a thing that says like they showed Naomi Hines and Devin Singletary's height, and both of them are like below 5'9".
Yeah, and right here it says 6 feet of snow possible in Buffalo. Singletary height 5'7". Nick Chubb height 5'11".
That's fantastic. Hopefully they actually play it. They better not cancel it.
I'm begging them to play.
I want to bet the under, but I want to make sure they're going to step on that.
If the under is going to be like 19.
By the time it gets there, yeah.
Yeah. Look at this chat. Our guy Spencer Smith taking a break from roasting me to bring some great information. He's catted for Mike Vrabel. I want to hear more about this. I'm a big Vrabel guy. If you tell me you've caddied for Tomlin too, Spencer, I'm gonna invite you over for Thanksgiving to hear these stories.
I can see that shit.
Wow. Yeah, I'd love to hang out with Vrabel. He scared me too. That's why I think he's a badass. I think that's why they tackle so well. When do they ever miss a tackle? I mean, that team's just badass.
Yeah, especially his group too.
Yeah. So, is this a double center night on DK? On the one that I just built, I did 2 centers. What do you think, Kurt?
I think if Nurkic is out, it's 100% is.
Even not? You said
I'm still going to play Eubanks, but I think that
Who's
you'll be
your
more
second
inclined.
next to Eubanks? You putting the Zaboner in there with him?
Of course.
You got more. I mean, I got shit. Hold on. Come on. I even like Claxton as a bounce back game.
He got drunk with Vrabel. That's badass. You're badass, Spencer.
Saboner.
I forgive you for all the roasting you've been doing in the chat. That's cool. All right. And I got Devin's in the chat as well. Richie Smalls always reminding us to hit that like button. Appreciate it. Chris G, we're not sure, but right now we're kind of handicapping the game that Kawhi will be back tonight. So there you have it. It's the NBA rundown today. I managed to make a pretty good lineup. Kurt. So
that's the shipper.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited here. We've been doing pretty good on the NBA rundown. Tyler and I, we do rely on you guys for your expertise while we give out these betting winners, but it just makes it so much fun. We got money on the sides, money on the totals. We're busting Tyler's player props that he puts in the pool, player performance doubles, and then of course making some winning DFS lineups. So, so I'm from Northern California. So I met Jerry before too. He's pretty chill. Like it's weird meeting him. You don't even realize like how badass he is. He just the way he carries himself. He's a pretty chill dude. So, all right, let's go ahead and give out our best bets right now, though. So here's the deal, right? The trade. You give us the thumbs up. We give you the best bets. Tyler, start with you.
Make it simple. Anthony Simons over 3.5 threes. Anytime his team plays and that prop is plus money, I'm betting it.
Kurt, what's your best bet?
I'm going nutty. I'm going super. I'm giving a 30-1.
Oh God.
So please bet responsibly. But this is like a double.
Well, when you give out 30-1s, it's awesome. You can bet like $50 and you're just.
And obviously, you can do its counterpart is plus 700. But Jaden Ivey, double.
Okay.
Pistons with the upset, 30-1. Nothing.
What?
Nothing. You can do just a Jaden Ivey double, but I'm going to be doing both.
I'll just stick with the Jaden Ivey double. As bad as the Clippers have been playing, this Pistons team has been so bad. They lack cohesion and they're unable to defend. But hey, like I said, okay, maybe not $50 anymore, but I could throw $5 on it, right?
Any given what's today? Any given Thursday.
Any given Thursday, yeah. The new motto there here on the NBA rundown. Gosh, Tyler, I want to give out the Jaden Ivey too, but Kurt kind of already planted his flag there. Let's go to Trailblazers, right? We both agree on that one, right?
Yeah, I think they
did you see the playbook, the projections? I had them, and I think that I was overthinking it. And that's why I love doing these shows, because sometimes you guys calm me down, and I think that my ability to use the model has been helped a lot this year, just by running some of these numbers and having a second set of eyes that maybe is not as invested in them, right? Because I've created it, right? So I want it to be right so bad, and then you're looking and you're saying, no, that team's not that good, right? Sometimes the fresh view is the best.
Are they screwing us tomorrow? Okay, they give us 11. I was about to say 3 games seems a bit light. I was like, we're getting hammered tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm gonna be up early working on the playbook.
Like, I'm so sick of this bullshit, dude.
What, the off nights? The funny thing was usually they do it so TNT can have like a featured game that we'd all pay attention to, right? Because in the Wizard area, like all the Wizards fans are going to watch a Wizards game over whatever TNT broadcast, but there's no other game, then hopefully TNT's ratings will be up. And
listen,
we don't even want to talk
I'm not going to complain about a 3-8 when I hand build my lineups and now I don't have to dance through 10 different teams to figure out where I'm playing.
I just want 6 to 8 a night.
I don't mind 6. 8's a little bit much for me still. I'm still trying to navigate those waters.
Yeah, 6 is the nuts.
Yeah, I prefer these 3-game slates, but then it is rough, Tyler, going to bed knowing we wake up and do 11 games tomorrow, especially because we're going to go back-to-back, right? We have some NFL prep to do in the morning because we will be back tomorrow. It will be this crew right here. We will be talking touchdowns, going over the full NFL slate. Of course, Tyler and I are going to discuss sides, totals, and props. Kurt's going to give his thoughts on where we've landed with our projections, and then, of course, talk to you about the best ways to approach your daily fantasy builds. Of course, no one gives you better daily fantasy and sports gambling information than runpuresports.com. Make sure you are a member. Give us the thumbs up. Kurt, words of wisdom before the people. before we get out of here.
You got to take your Adderall, stay up. It's going to be a late night, you know.
Wait, what?
All right,
take your Adderall.
I've never taken that my whole life. Of all the things I've taken, I've never taken
remember my buddy took it when I worked them at this like pool store, and I came back 10 minutes later from getting lunch, and the entire store was clean.
That sums it up perfectly.
Wow. He didn't say a single word to me for like 4 hours either. He just cleaned the entire store.
You must have loved that.
I was a little concerned because he's never done that before.
All right, get the stores clean, cash those winners, and run pure.